What's going on, guys? This is Kaishro. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. On this video, we are going to cover the topping deck list all over the major regions in Asia. We do have the Japanese tournaments, Korean tournaments, and also Chinese tournaments. So we are going to assimilate which decks are topping post July 2024 ban list. So we recently had our new ban list, and these decks are the most successful ones in terms of tournament data gathering. So without further ado, let's start. So we do have June 29 to July 4, so a week long span. So without further ado, let's start. Coming at first, we have Ubel Finsmith, so tipped as the best deck on this post July format, no? On the previous two reports of Road of the King, this deck has been the top of the metagame chart. So I do believe that this is the best deck currently, and going on our early July is going to be the deck to beat for most people and most environment. And on this list, it played Rivalry, no? You could get away playing Rivalry because you are streamlined into Fiend monsters, so you don't have any problems with Rivalry. And played Unending Nightmare over the likes of Anti-Spell Fragrance and Summon Limit. So Unending, very controversial if you say, but this card can out Floodgates as well and outs the back row of most decks. So yeah, fair play to him for playing this card. Moving on, next we do have Komachi CS in Japan. First place we do have Yubel Finsmith. So I believe this is the same list as earlier. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Next we do have Chimera Finsmith. So this deck has been performing still in this July format. Even though Chimera fell off on the previous format, I believe that the Finsmith definitely helped the deck to improve their consistency and ceiling. So yeah, this deck is still good right now. And next, we do have Branded. So 50 card, no? Quite different from the usual 60 card with board breakers on the main deck. This doesn't have Evenly Match or Book of Eclipse or Droplet or Dark Cooler No More. Instead, it played 50 card, just capitalizing on the branded supports that they have gotten over the time. Bunch of cards to support the branded archetype lore-wise. So yeah, next we do have Rescue Ace Finsmith, and this is probably the second best deck currently based on the Japanese metagame tier list that they have shown recently. And yeah, I think I would believe them as well. This is probably more higher in terms of ceiling against the Ubel, but can be quite bricky, and the going second could also suffer due to the bad going second prowess of Rescue Ace. But other than that, this list looks very solid. 42 card played reinforced on the main deck. Probably a better card to improve the going first and tenacity of this deck. And yeah, moving on, we do have Vinsmith, Jubel, or rather Rescue Ace. Yeah, I believe this is the same list as earlier. And yeah, moving on, we do have Tenpai Dragon. So Tenpai Dragon with Super Poly on the side deck. So this Super Poly has been performing really well against the Yubel Finsmith. And also the Tenpai Dragon mirror match. The Super Poly is insane. You could potentially have access towards Madragon and Garura very easily, and it is one of the cards that your opponent cannot respond to. So it's a great way to let your opponent very destructive card to annihilate their board and set up. So yeah, I think Super Poly has a place on our metagame right now, especially on this going second deck like Tenpai Dragon. And next, we do have another Tenpai Dragon, this time going to the lengths of playing Dark Ruler No More on the main deck of this Tenpai Dragon. So you are risking the overall gimmick of Tenpai Dragon, the going second OTK shenanigans, of course. It is very streamlined into that mechanic. So you are trading that for breaking the board of your opponent and yeah, eradicating their setup using this Dark Roller No More. I believe this is very, very dicey. You could get really punished from this Dark Roller No More, especially if you don't have any ways to build your board as well, and also capitalize on your destructive prowess using the battle phase of this Tenpai. But yeah, those decks like Yubel, Smith, and also Voiceless Voice, those decks have follow-ups on the graveyard. So you could easily get punished from this. I don't really recommend doing this, but I would try it myself if it's any effective. And next, we are playing Solemn Scolding on the side deck, a great alternative for Solemn Judgment, and a going first card for Tenpai Dragon as well. So you don't really set too much on this deck, so you could get away playing this card. Next we do have Finsmith Jubel. So another Jubel Finsmith, nothing too extravagant. And once again, Dark Ruler No More, it is a card that is gaining traction heavily on the previous week of our July format, mainly to the fact that Jubel is the best deck. And Dark Ruler No More is a great card to nullify the board and very obnoxious board of Jubel Finsmith. They are getting really punished from this Dark Ruler No More. And next, we do have Jubel Finsmith once again. So this time it played Baldrake and Magnamut on the main deck. Very good card on the mirror match. You could potentially banish the Squirmer and Luri on this Magnamut and Baldrake. And Baldrake also offers double sided way of interruption. First is the banish, and second is the field interaction when you have light or dark on your setup. So this is very advantageous for the Jubel. And also played Typhoon, no? Another tech card that is rising in popularity on some decks. But yeah, other cards would be more useful above this. But this card can be great on the Jubel matchup to eradicate the Nightmare Throne and also the Continuous Spell, and also against Voices Voice and Tenpai, which has back row set up on their Continuous and Field Spell respectively. So yeah, fair to him. And next, we are going to see another Tenpai Dragon, this time with double Raigeki and double Super Poly on the main deck. So Tenpai Dragon are now shifting gears towards more board breaking heavy cards on their setup, mainly to the fact that the format is really hard to hand trap on certain occasions, and decks can easily play around your hand traps, especially if you're not really prepared or knowledgeable on choking their points, and you could probably get short-handed if you place your hand traps on wrong pieces. So yeah, it's much more safer to play Super Poly and likes of Regeki just to annihilate the whole board setup. And played Lancea, no? So Lancea, very interesting. So this card is used to answer the Rescue Ace, of course. Rescue Ace will heavily lose against Lancea from their Turbulence, and also Thunder Dragon that is also gaining traction. So yeah, very versed card right now, the Artifact Lancea is. And next, we are going to see Melodious. So another budget deck, no? It's very nice to see budget decks like Melodious that is able to perform on the format without expending too much resources and money into this game. So yeah, this is very great to see. And moving on, we do have wow, purely without Maxi in the main deck and without Imperms, Veilers, the usual generic hand traps. This time it played more draw power, so it focused on Upstart Goblin, Chicken Game, and also talent to give you draws and card advantages. So yeah, very interesting deck choice and deck building tendencies here. I'm not really sure if it could work, but yeah, I think it has play arounds and can really boost your Neuer setup going first. And moving on, we do have Labyrinth Finsmith. So Labyrinth Finsmith is probably a tier 2 or tier 2.5 kind of deck right now, and people are still going to play Labyrinth, of course. They are the silver waifus, and people are going to be inclined on making Labyrinth playable or competitive enough in this current format. This time it played Bestials as well on the side deck and played the Rise to Full Height into this build, and you're going to dump the Rise to Full Height with Beatrice, and it is a good way to prevent the OTK from the Tenpai Dragon. And next, we do have Soka Cup in Japan. And moving on, we do have Snake Eyes, Finsmith, Sinful Spoils, of course. Another very consistent deck, probably top 3, yeah, if I must say. Top 3 best deck in the current July. And played Mourner, no? On the side deck. Very interesting. Most people are underrating Mourner because they do feel like that Magnamut and Baldrake and the likes of Druisworm and Diddy Crow are much more impactful, but Mourner does have its niche and can be very clutch on some situations. And next we do have Melodious Supreme King, so Triple Dragon Shrine. That's been the variants of this deck. Either you play double Dragon Shrine or triple Dragon Shrine. It's up in the air depending on the pilot. But yeah, I would prefer double Dragon Shrine only. I wouldn't risk drawing two Dragon Shrine on this deck, and played triple Trust. So you could search your D barrier going first and answer hand traps as well. Searching talent. So yeah, very intrinsic deck building here. And next, we do have Voiceless Voice. So, Voiceless Voice has been falling off and going down the ranks into tier 4 or tier D status. It's been wild for Voiceless Voice. They are getting power creep on this July. But yeah, I still do believe that the deck is still good and functional. Even though other decks are much more, yeah, explosive and powerful, I still think that Voiceless Voice can contain and hold most of the decks in the current metagame. And next we do have Snake Eyes, Fire King, Fiendsmith, of course. Probably the fourth best deck in my own books if we're going to assume that many people are still going to play Fire King into the Snake Eyes. The disadvantage of this deck is you are playing more bricks and other garnets on this Fire King, and you are losing the hand trap ability of the mid-range status of Snake Eyes if you play the Fire King package. But on the flip side, you are much more resilient with the Fire King engine, and also much more explosive. And yeah, moving on, we do have Citron CS Aichi in Japan. So this time we have another Fire King Snake Eyes, rather Snake Eyes Fiendsmith. So yeah, very standard, play triple anti-spell fragrance, quite different from the variation of Solemn Strike and Solemn Judgment. So anti-spell very strong in the format. And next we do have Fire King Fiendsmith, and yeah, it plays the Angel Statue and Hair Illusionist Link monster. So you could potentially make your going first board much more, yeah, rigid and powerful with this Angel Statue negating summon like as Auravis on Voiceless Voice, similar to that. And yeah, moving on, we do have wow, Vanquish Shoal. So Vanquish Shoal with Ambluil and Promethean Princess. Very interesting. Potentially you could link climb into that, but I don't see how it could be consistent. And played Zombie World and Cycle Reader, no? This list is very spicy. Played Zombie World, good card against Tenpai Dragon and Jubel as well. So yeah, very interesting tech option. And moving on, we do have another Fiendsmith deck, this time with Unchained. Oh, it's pure Unchained. Wow. 5-0 Unchained in, I believe this is King Cup in Japan. So wow, goodness. Without Fiendsmith, yeah, just pure raw Unchained, greeting and grinding out the resources of most deck. I think this deck won on, yeah, getting out resources and also grinding out for latter stages, because grind game of Unchained is very phenomenal on this format. And yeah, it proves that you can still compete on this format even though you are playing a lesser deck or more budget than the Finsmith decks. You could still perform and do well if you are really good into your deck. And moving on, we do have another tournament, championship series in Japan. And first, we have Snake Eyes, Finsmith. So very standard, nothing too fancy here, just the standard build. And next, we do have Voiceless Voice, main deck, the copy of Magnamut. Could potentially search your Sauravis and the Sage Lee. So yeah, very interesting option here. And also played Baldrake, no? So Baldrake, very good card for Voiceless Voice because you do have light monsters all the time. And yeah, moving on, we do have Natch CS in Japan. First place would be RDA, Red Dragon Archfiend. So standard, yeah, standard build. Played Bestials on the main deck, very impactful against the Yubel Finsmith format. And played Skullmeister. It's been a while since I have seen Skullmeister into the metagame. I think it's around 3, 4, 5 months already. And yeah, Skullmeister is very undermined. On top of Bestials and Crows or Bell, you would play more of those cards rather than the Skullmeister. And next, we do have another Voiceless Voice. So, Voiceless Voice still proves to be a competent deck and resilient deck. And yeah, moving on, we do have Marineford, TCG CS from Korea. First place would be Melodious Supreme King, standard build, and played Spellcaster, the Village. And next, we do have Galaxy Eyes, Tachyon. So, this deck lost the Catapult Turtle, but even then, they are still performing really well, and you could see a lot of tops each week. So, it proves that the Tachyon support really helped this deck. And most people are loving it because it is an anime deck and very cool looking monsters as well. Imagine you are playing a Galaxy Dragon, and yeah, very strong deck right now. And moving on, we do have Gimmick Puppets. Very odd way of yeah posting your deck, but yeah, it is what it is. And next, we do have another Galaxy Eyes, Tachyon. So played Seyfert on the main deck. It's been the trend for this deck with Nebula Dragon. And moving on, we do have Quinta CS in Japan. So first place would be Snake Eyes Finsmith. Another standard build, play Dark Ruler No More. Very good card into this format. And next, we have Yubel Finsmith. So play Change of Heart. I cannot stress enough how good Change of Heart is in the current format, especially against the Yubel matchup. And the Link format, typically, you can snatch away the Little Knight, the Pulusa, the IP, and other threats on the Link setup of your opponent. And next, we have Yubel Finsmith. So this time played Bell on the side deck. So a good alternative against the usual Bestials. And next we do have Finsmith Labyrinth, this time with more traps on the main deck and one rollback, of course. Next we do have Wow Ancient Gear from Tetsu Karafuda shared tournament. And yeah, played the new Demise Fusion Zombie something, I forgot the name, between the Dragastapelia and Garura. So this has been a super poly target for the Yubel Finsmith because it requires two zombies or two fiend monsters, and it lets you have a free normal summon, and it's very huge for this going second deck. Imagine you have an extra normal summon like Luandris, and you could potentially bait interruptions and hand traps from your opponent if you have this Demise. And yeah, very cool card right now. And moving on, we do have Uge Bento 3v3 tournament in Japan. First was Ritual Beast. So Ritual Beast has been performing really well on the previous week. I have seen a lot of tops of Ritual Beast, and there's been a bunch of successful Ritual Beast players around the Southeast Asia. And I believe it's not fluke. There's no way that it's coincidence only. I think Ritual Beast is that good right now. Next, we have another Ritual Beast. Speaking of the devil, we have another Ritual Beast. This time, play the new trap card, the new Ash Blossom Pseudo effect of trap card, and play Droplet into this Ritual Beast. Quite dicey, no? Considering that you're going to discard cards, but yeah, if it helps, it helps. And moving on, we do have another Uge Bento top 3 performers, and first was the Snake Eyes Finsmith. This time it main deck 2 copies of Nibiru. Very good into the format right now, considering that you're going to the Finsmith lines. It takes a lot of summons for you. And next, we have another Snake Eyes Finsmith. Probably the same list. They ran the same list as a team. And next, we do have Infernoid. So Infernoid, very obnoxious way of playing the game with Grass, with Reasoning, with Monster Gate, with Trust. And on top of that, it plays Ghost, Miss Girl, and Rollback. Obnoxious, that is the right word to describe the Infernoid right now. Probably a very underrated deck, and it's very hard to play against this deck. Next, we have another Citron CS Aichi in Japan. We have first place Spiral. So the recently buffed Spiral, we double quick fix and play triple multi-chami on the side deck. Of course, you want to draw cards for this deck, and you want to have all of your resources in your hand. And most decks cannot contain this deck because it's very explosive and resilient. And next, we do have Memetotlan. So as weeks go by, I uh, optimally see less and less builds of tapping Mementotlan. I wonder what is the case around that. I firmly believe that this deck is very good, and I don't really see what is the reason of their decline. Maybe people are tired of playing Mementotlan, or people are now more knowledgeable against the matchup. And next we do have Labyrinth Finsmith, so very standard. Nothing too extravagant here. Just play the Farfa, another dump target. And next, we do have tournament in Japan once again. So this time rescue Ace Finsmith and play triple sphere mode. Wow. So you don't really rely on your normal summon too much. You could potentially rely on your Impulse and Bonfire going to your Poplar and Finsmith as well. So yeah, emergency as well, no? So yeah, sphere mode very debatable on this deck. And next we have Yubel Finsmith, very standard, nothing too spicy here, just the standard build. And next we do have Fire King, Snake Eyes, Finsmith. So played Heavy Storm, of course, another card to wipe the back row, and Evenly Match, of course. And moving on, we do have a tournament in Japan again. So first place would be Snake Eyes Finsmith. Play the Gamma package with triple Delta. So Delta, of course, very strong into the mirror match and also the Ubel. And next, we do have another Snake Eyes. So Snake Eyes very represented this week. And yeah, moving on, we do have another Snake Eyes Finsmith with bunch of floodgates. There can be only one, summon limit, skill drain, anti-spell. All of those ridiculous floodgates are present here. And yeah, moving on, we do have North Kanto CS in Japan. We have Yubel Finsmith, first place. This time it main deck the copies of Gamma over the likes of Valor and Nibiru. And played Chaos Angel as well. And next, moving on, we do have Rescue Ace Finsmith. So played triple Dark Ruler No More and Evil Czar are rank 6. So those can be good alternative for Finsmith plays. Providing you extra negation. Next, we have Tenpai Dragon. Yeah, Tenpai Dragon with Lightning Storm into the main deck. Good card against the back row setup of Rescue Ace, of course. And next, we do have Sky Striker. Wow, it's been a while since I have seen Sky Striker, but this time, it is more spicier than ever. It played only 2 Ray. I never imagined that you could play this deck with only 2 Ray and 1 Rose, and also played Super Poly, Cosmic Cyclone, bunch of relevant going second cards into this main deck. Never bothered to play Multi-Chami, no? So, yeah, just relied on your good old upstart Goblin. And next, we do have Tetsu Shared Tournament. We have first place Rescue Ace. Played the new Demise Zombie as well as a super poly target against the Yubel. And also, we do have Mementotlan. So, Mementotlan, another Mementotlan with TC Boo. And next, we do have Infernoid. I believe this is the same deck as earlier, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, moving on. We do have tournament in China, if I'm not mistaken. Japan. Japanese tournament. We do have first place Super Heavy Samurai with Whoa, Infernity. Goodness. What is this? What in cookery is this? Infernity is relevant in 2024, mid 2024. Wow. So I'm trying to comprehend how this deck functions. Maybe you just loop the Trishula. So maybe that's the play of this deck, using the Infernity and Super Heavy Samurai to back it up. Yeah, very interesting. Next, we do have True Draco. Wow, another exciting and unfamiliar into this current metagame deck list with True Draco. Very budget, no? You don't have extra deck and you're just going to play your true game of stun and control using this deck. And next, we do have Snake Eyes Finsmith. So, play the Kagemucha on this build to prevent the OTK from Tenpai. And next, we do have Tetsu Karafuda tournament once again. Snake Eyes Finsmith, standard. Played the Change of Heart over the likes of Dark Ruler No More. And next, we do have Branded. So, 42 card. Very different from the usual 60 card Branded. And next, we do have Tearlaments Horus. So, Tearlaments with Finsmith as well. So, they are still coping and making the Tearlaments work in 2024. Imagine that. And yeah, next we do have Ubel Finsmith. So yeah, very standard as well. Next we do have Labyrinth Finsmith. Oh, Labyrinth only. Yeah, Labyrinth only with Ishizu cards. So very good card as discard fathers. Lets you enable to shuffle cards from everyone's graveyard. Very good card against the Ubel. and Snake Eyes. And next we do have pick up tournament in Japan. First would be Eldritch, a good reference for the people who have bought Tactical Try Eldritch. For budget players out there, you could potentially copy this deck and do well. And next we do have Punk. Wow, Punk without hand traps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a minute. This is very hot. I never imagined this. Wow, it plays Brain. Yeah, Brain Engine into the deck. What the hell is this? Yeah, very crazy. I cannot help but to laugh on this build. Wow, what madness is this? And next, we do have Centurion with Millennium Package. So, yeah, potentially you could make your Centurion play this engine similar to the Horus Centurion before and play the Statue of Angel. And next, we do have Tenpai Dragon. So, this time with Triple Droplet and Double Lightning Storm into the main deck. And also play this Dispater, no? Dispater on this Tenpai Dragon, I'm also skeptical on playing this Dispater. But it could work. Another card to have another form of interruption as well. And yeah, moving on, we do have a Best 8 tournament in Japan. First would be Rescue Ace, Finsmith. Standard, played Dogwood. Wow, Dogwood. Just to have extra millage of life points against your opponent. And next we do have Tenpai Dragon with Shifter on the main deck. It's been uh, advantageous, but double-edged sword for Tenpai Dragon. If you don't have the means to finish the game, you could also struggle from this Shifter. And next we do have Yubel. So Yubel with Unending Nightmare once again. And Phantasmi into the main deck. And next we do have Supreme King Melodious, standard as well. Played Solemn Strike above the likes of Judgment. And next we do have Weibo CS in China. First would be 60 card good stuff. So I'm not going to explain anything of this. From the first look of this build, you could potentially know what is the aim of this deck. Of course, to steamroll everyone from sheer gas. And next, we do have Dragonity. Wow. A way to play Dragonity with Double Tempest and Triple Dragon Ravine. And with a Bestial package as well. Wow, very spicy. Next, we do have Draco Slayer. Draco Slayer without the recently buff Kirin. Yeah, just pure Draco Slayer. And Finsmith as well. Next, we do have Buster Blader Dragon Link with Centurion. Oh my goodness. What Chinese cookery is this? They are really cooking something else here with this build. Yeah, of course, Buster Blader aims to stun the opponent. Centurion lets you have more millage to do your Trudea plays and also Bestials. Another good way to improve the Buster Blader plays. And yeah, very spicy build. And moving on, we do have another Weibo CS top 4 in tournament in China. First would be Zefra, Super Heavy Samurai. Another good stuff deck, so people in China are loving the 60 card good stuff. Next, we do have Spiral. Yeah, Spiral with Finsmith. So it doesn't reveal the side deck of this build, but it played DD Crow into the main deck with Artifact Sight as well to improve your going first and stun the opponent. And next, we do have Zombie Horus. Wow, Zombie Horus Finsmith. Another spicy build from China and probably utilizing the Zombie Vampire and Beatrice. So you could dump the Ghostmith Girl and roll back to FTK the opponent. And next, we do have Stardust Synchron. Yeah, Stardust Synchron with Bestial. And another combo-ish deck. Next, we do have next play tournament in Japan. First would be Rescue Ace, Finsmith. So play the Field Spell into the side deck. And next, we do have Voiceless Voice. So play Pankrataps. Very good card. And moving on, we do have Yubel Finsmith with double Droll and double Nibiru above Veiler into this build. And play Raigeki, no? Raigeki on side deck. Very interesting. Next, we have another Voiceless Voice on this build. Played the Armored XYZ rank 7 I don't know how to utilize this card. Maybe he just wants to have extra materials for Zeus. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is just a way to go into Zeus, most likely. And next, we're going to see Marineford TCG tournament in Korea. This time with Yubel. Without Finsmith. Wow, very insane. Pure raw Yubel with Super Poly into the main deck. Next, we do have Pen Magi, of course. Pen best deck. They are not going anywhere in the current format. This deck is too good. And next, we have Yubel Finsmith, standard as well. Nothing too fancy here. And Resk Ace, Finsmith. So play the attacker into the side deck. Yeah, we double impulse into the main deck. And yeah, that sums up our OCG metagame report and decklist reviews. So if you have time, you could visit my X or Twitter page to drop a follow. And also, if you have found this video informative and helpful, you could drop a like on this video as well and consider subscribing into my YouTube channel. It definitely motivates me a lot to keep going. Once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.